Hi everyone. There are some ugly stories behind the pictures you will see here. I just want to share them with you for you to understand the length people have gone in going crazy in things they believe in. Couple of months ago, I come across this news that South Africa want to legalize a polyandry law. That South Africa want to legalize women having two husbands at the same time. I was amazed. I couldn't believe it. Then I went into research. On making some research, I come across a lot of more informations concerning the same issue that happened in many countries around the world, particularly in 5 countries around the world. At the same time, I saw these pictures of these young men and ladies and the stories behind their activities and their affairs. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't stand myself. And then I decided to come to public to feature the whole stories so that you will understand that there are some men and young guys you will see on the road doing some actions. You believe they are human. Nothing is in their brain. They looks handsome. They looks beautiful. They looks like, but at the end of the day, you see that nothing is in their brain. They are not focused in life. They are just playing away their life. They just come into this world to exist. Now watch the pictures. Now let me bring this idea close to your mind. Polyandry is a form of polygamy in which a woman takes more than one husband at the same time, meaning that a woman can marry 2, 3, 4 husbands at the same time. This is a kind of a thing South African lawmakers are trying to legalize. They proposed a law to legalize this polyandry. It is called polyandry. Most South Africans felt outrageous in hearing this kind of issue. Do you know South Africa legalized same-sex marriage? It is into law at this moment. South Africa went all the way trying to legalize this polyandry. Then the question here is this: does it mean that South African lawmakers has no other important things that can keep them busy in the house? How do they come about this? South Africa is ravaged with issues of corruption. South Africa is ravaged with the economic problem. South Africa is ravaged with a number of issues that are trying to bring the nation down. Is to propose a law to uplift the living standard of women, or making them to feel that they are important by having more than 2 husbands at the same time. Is it not madness? It is not craziness. African disease affected the lawmakers of South Africa so much that they could not reason beyond their nose. How can a woman have a multiple husband? How can a marriage act be proposed for a woman to have 2 husbands at the same time? What is wrong with African people with this kind of mentality? Even if the white people are doing this, are following this kind of rules, why should African follow? Does it mean when bad evil things are happening around the world, if you are an African leader or if you are an African lawmaker, if you don't join these evil things, that means you will not exist and be doing things fine that suits your people? Why should you raise a law? Why should you promulgate a law? Why should you propose a law that the fake people and the society negatively. What is the gain for this? Why do Africans emulate evil things? Why do African people and their leaders try to do things that brings their economy and their life down? Why do they like to let themselves down all the time in several situations that gives negative effect on the growth of a nation? Yes, this is a modern time, but we can't, because of a modern time where equal rights rule the day, start doing things that looks barbaric. All these things are unacceptable. It doesn't talk good about Africa. It is time African people should try to do things that will put Africa on limelight, that will make us to have that same equal level with Westerners, where things are happening in an organized system. Don't mind me if I may ask this question. What difference does it make in the life of all these young women who decides to get involved to marry two men at the same time? Does it make their life feel so fulfilled? Does it make their future so bright? What do they think will be the nature of the kids they will born within this period? What will be the nature of these children? How do they feel when they're in the midst of other kids? Talking about parents. No, let us reason in the other way. What will be the joy of this family where 2 or 3 men are marrying a woman and they call her a wife? Why are we acting stupid like barbarians all the time in certain situations that never give life a meaning? Think about this. There is a town in northern Nigeria called Iriwe. They had such a system, but they call it co-husbands, where women get for themselves more than 2 husbands at the same time. But in 1968, this system of marriage was outlawed. Today, such a thing never existed again in that part of northern Nigeria, which made people to count that Nigeria is one of the 5 countries in the world that practice polyandry. Other outstanding countries that practice polyandry are India. Not India, such practices exist till today, but to a certain minority groups. Kenya, the Maasai people of Kenya practice this kind of system, polyandry. In China, in Tibet and Nepal, those areas that are part of China today, they still practice this kind of system. And in South America, Bororo people, the Tupai Kawahapi, some of them still practice marriage. But if truth must be told, most of these cities, towns, countries and nations that few of the elements practice this kind of marriage system, they never feel comfortable and happy about it. No sweet stories are narrated about all these people. They're all filled with ugly stories. They can't boast of what they are doing because it sounds so barbaric. It is a taboo for women to believe they will bring 2 men together and live in the same roof at the same time. In some areas, these women are called sweet west women, or we call it in our language uku nno. They are women with uku nno, and these uku nno are women who always feel much enticed with whatever men got on their legs. This system must be changed. Not all these things that feels like things happening in ancient time. No, this is 21st century. We must desist and run away from all this system. Men and women must understand this. The more we are demeaning the system that gives life joy, let us change the system. We must change the idea so that our Creator will not destroy humanity before the time. Make sure this video go viral. Subscribe and share to all your contacts. Remain blessed. See you on top.